listen. Focus on something different, like a wedding ring of children. It ain't about the millions, it's the fucking life you building. Got to keep pushing through these highs and these lows. Gotta remain solid, bet, stay 10 toes. Got to keep pushing through these bitches and hoes. Cause where this life will take you next, yeah, nobody knows. But that's the way.
What's up, guys? Colt 45 back with Adventure Forward. We're back here with another one. Got my man Juz J.
Yeah.
Yo, big CJ in the
What up,
house.
what
What
up?
up, man? How you been?
Yo, you know, same shit, different day, but we grinding, we working, we out here.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's been a while. Adventure Forward took some time off. Myself, I took some time off, work on some music. That's what we're here today, is talk about music, our new adventures. Juz J out here slanging, what, cards?
Yeah,
right?
man.
Yeah.
Sports cards, Pokemon cards, all that shit.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
We had that last podcast that we were kind of chilling on, man, when we had Ray up on here. I was just unhappy, bro, but now shit's cool, man. Like, I got a couple people that work for me and shit now, so I ain't do shit today, really, so ain't bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We just keep moving, dog.
Shit. What you been up to, man?
Yo, you know, I'm just working. I've been patiently waiting to release. I got an album coming out soon.
Oh, shit.
And I'm very fucking excited about it.
Okay.
I've been working silently, not letting people know. Shout out to the homie Gabe. He really got invested and bought his own laptop, and we've been recording at home. Saved
shit.
that money so we don't got to record at a professional studio. And
Oh, yeah.
you wouldn't even tell what the difference, man. He's putting in so much work, and
Well,
Beats-
nowadays,
Beats by Gabe, baby.
Yeah, Beats by Gabe. Is that
Beats
shout
by
out?
Gabe,
shout out.
baby. Shout out.
Well, nowadays, man, you can have like your own home studio, really, and
Yeah.
you can sound comparable to like real artists, and a lot of times that's how you make it, right?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You're not wasting your money going to a studio. You're wasting money actually trying to get fans and stuff like that, and you're
Exactly.
developing your sound. I feel like.
And it's also travel time too, because you got to take time out of your schedule, make sure it fits with them, and then you go into the studio. It's 2 hours. They want $20 an hour. Like, yo, I don't make 20. Like not everybody makes $20 an hour to be doing that shit, you know?
Yeah.
So it is nice when, like, you know, if we want to work for 5 hours straight, all right, we could do it. If we just want to, you know, chill out, we gonna play video games. That's the homie. That's like, it's so much better to work with somebody that you know and that's on the same wavelength as you. Before I even tell him how I want to edit shit, he's like, oh, yo, we need to do this, this, and this. I'm like, same wavelength, bro. You already know.
That's sometimes a good thing, sometimes a
true.
bad thing, though.
True.
For me,
Like,
I have to have control over a lot of stuff,
Yeah.
and it's hard for me to sit back and be like, all right, hit that echo.
yo, I used to do that shit, like, so way back in the day, man, like, we used to run the studio out the crib. We had people up in there, and, like, I dabbled more in my shit, which is weird. Like, the whole album that I recorded when I was recording myself and shit, like, I can't even find it. Like, I don't have really records of that shit. Like, there's a couple songs that I still have and shit. But back then, like, it's non-transactional. That's the good thing about, like, having a homie or doing it yourself.
Oh, yeah.
Like, sometimes you go in these studios, nigga, and they're just like, I'm just gonna make it sound like however you want to make it sound like. I don't have any idea of
Yo, I hate that
suggestions.
shit.
Yeah, man. You think it sounds good? I'm like, I'm here to ask you, bro. You're like, I rap, nigga. You know what I mean? So it bees like that. But it's cool, like, having the homies and shit. And then, like, nowadays, bro, you could really have people master shit. Like, you don't have to do all, like, you get the mix how you want it and you send it off to somebody else and get the whole shit mastered. Like, that shit, it don't matter no more. You just got to get the lyrics out at the right time. Because a lot of the shit, like, when I was recording myself back in the day, bro, it's better vibe when you're in the moment and you got that new shit and you could put it down right there, opposed to you have to wait, like, weeks to get in the studio. And sometimes you just lose the vibe or the cadence or whatever the case is. So that's dope, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope. I fucks with that.
I definitely feel that because I'm
Yeah.
a momentary, definitely songwriter.
Yeah.
So as I hear a beat, I hear a flow, write that shit down, and in the moment I can look at it 2 weeks later and be like, how the fuck did this
Yeah.
doesn't fit? Like,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
So let's hold up a little bit. You just talked about in the moment, you got the flow. Tell me about your younger years and why you wanted to be a hip hop artist, man.
Well, a lot of it has to do with Mr. Colt 45
Oh,
right here, you know. At a real young age, watching you do it with
Okay.
you know, Ryan and everybody,
Oh, yeah.
and being at Funky Farms at a young age was amazing. I remember at 8 years old opening up for you,
Yeah.
and just like we're sitting at the DJ booth right before I'm about to go on my set, and there's what's your rap name? And I was like, I don't know. What should I be? And being Charles Wayne Schwartz III, you're like, you should be C3, like C3PO from the Star Wars.
Yeah.
And you wrote it down on a little sticky note. I kept that shit with me for years, man, because
That shit's dope.
I always loved the way that you kept it real and you always spoke a story. And that's what's always stood out to me. And I even got like a Wu-Tang tattoo on the back of my right leg. I love storytelling in hip hop.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a big reason that I got into it is because, you know, I have a story and I want people to hear it. And this is my way that I feel like people can hear it. So I never really wanted to do it, but my best friend from high school, he knew that I wrote music, but I'd never perform it. I was too shy to perform in front of people. And so he's like, stop being a pussy. He's like, I know this place we can go to. We can go record at. And that's, we went to Mount Olympus and we got familiar with Black Pegasus.
That's what's
And
up.
yeah, it
I
is.
guess we were
crazy.
talking a little earlier before the podcast. Tell me your interaction and how you met Black Pegasus, because I feel like almost every podcast we bring an artist in, it seems to be a common
Yeah,
theme.
that's the OG, triple OG, bro.
Yes, sir. Shout out Black P, bro. So he's been doing it for years and worked with the likes of Tech Nine and just he puts on for the city now. Now he does his YouTube thing and he's just chilling. But it was a random Facebook ad, man. The algorithm put it in and he was having a talent contest at the Black Sheep. Said wanted people to sign up. And me and Chris L, he's like,
remember that. That's crazy.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I know you don't got like you got the fear and you don't want to perform, but like let's do it. He's like, I'll be with you, and he's like, we'll be the big MCs, we'll do it together and not just you. And so I'm like, all right, let's do this. Rocked out that talent show in 2018, and we got second place. So first place got a headline show. I don't remember who the opener was,
It was
but
a chick.
yeah,
was
she.
a chick. It was a
I was
singer.
so fucking mad that she won, bro.
Because
I'm
y'all
like,
killed it, and there was a cat. I think Xander was another cat who was the first time I ever seen him. He a white boy.
yeah.
That motherfucker killed it too. It was a dope little show, man. It was a dope one.
Oh man, we went crazy, and between him and I, we sold like over 50 tickets. And then this bitch sings, and I was so fucking mad.
Singers.
Shout out to her. I hope she's doing well, but like, we should have got first place. And first place was a headline plus studio time. So we got second. So we got studio time. We went over to Mount Olympus, and Blitz took care of us. Shout out Blitz, and that's where we recorded a couple different songs and like really started the big MCs. But even before that, like we had recorded at personal places like down in Pueblo or even with you. I remember recording Cellular Device and Have a Good Time. Some of my first songs with you. And it's been a long process. And you know, COVID and Chris L going into the military, not being able to be a part of the big MCs anymore, it took a lot on me. But I'm back now, and I feel like I'm in full force, and this album is going to be awesome. It's going to be a collection of things that I have released and haven't really put on anything, and new stuff that I've just been holding in the vault.
Yeah, tell me about the struggle of having somebody there. You start out with them, because I have a similar story where I started out with another MC, Kevin, and we made a bunch of music together. He went into the military, and I was sitting there, and obviously he still kind of wanted to do music, but he was just out of the music. So yeah, tell me about how you now doing it solo, right? Or are you still working with Chris long distance? Because me and Kevin, we used to send tracks back and forth. This was even before MySpace days, email-wise. I'd send a verse to him, and then 2 hours later, he'd be like, yo, check your email. And I'd check it, and then he'd have the verse on the song. So are you guys trying to do that, or are you just going solo?
We kind of hit different pathways. So a part of it was the military, and another part of it was he really wanted to sing. His whole life, he's wanted to be a singer. He never wanted to do that hip-hop stuff. And every time I had him rap on one of my tracks, I had to convince him, like, yo, look, let's rap. Because I know he has that talent. He has the rhythm and the flow, but he never wanted to really do that. He wanted to be more like a R. Kelly, Usher. He wants to sing. And there's no discredit to that because he has an amazing singing voice. So he ended up changing his rap name, his alias. He goes by Eli Lenzy now, ELYLENDSEY, Eli Lenzy. Shout out. And he makes more like singing, R&B type of tracks.
That's what's up.
But we kind of went our separate ways, and we just understood, like, you know, we grew up as people because obviously we started right out of high school, and we were working together and basically like freaking living together. It's different. It was really hard, and I feel like that's also a big reason that I fell off so hard, and I had to re-find that love for music because a lot of the crutch was him because I've never I've never found love in mixing and mastering. Yeah. I'm not really into all of that.
No.
And it was so amazing because, you know, like, he'll make a beat and then I just come, I spit on the beat and then I'm done. And he'll do the rest. It's like, yeah, that sounds fun. I don't find interest or joy in that part. I just like the writing the music and recording it and then the finished product. When it comes to the mixing and mastering stuff, I don't. No, I'm not there with it mentally, physically. Nah, none of that. And so my homie Gabe, Beats by Gabe, shout out him. He's like, bro, you're so dope. You've took like a 2-year hiatus. You haven't released anything. He's like, people need to hear Big CJ. He's like, I know you have what it takes to be big talent from Colorado Springs. Like, come on, put on for the fucking city.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? You're right. And so he invested in a laptop, in his own freaking handheld, got to put a tube sock over the mic, all that fucking mic, you know? And got to be in a closet with egg cartons so you can cut off the sound. But you know, we've worked up, and now it's where we got a nice with the styrofoam padding and a shield, and we're really out here working now, and it's nice because when we work together, we can make time, and we don't have to go to a studio. So you know what, we can have our 9-to-5 job, but at the end of the day, we can make music, stay up late, and keep grinding. Yeah. And I feel like that has really helped me, and he's pushed me a lot towards like, yo, you're dope, and you need to realize this and to stop being so humble. And I feel like that's something I've never realized about myself. I just always been like, I'm just some fucking white guy that raps, you know?
So I know a thing or two about a hiatus. It is hard to come back and like kind of have the same steam that you had before.
Oh, yeah.
So kind of, I would say like one, somewhat a 2-part question, but they might answer each other. Like one, how do you plan on coming back, like releases, music videos, etc.? If you have dates planned out for different things. And then 2, like, how do you keep that momentum going? Is this something, because I've been personally, like, I would spend 2 years working on a project, dropped it, do a bunch of shows, and then like I would be gone for like 4 years. Yeah. Like I've been out in these streets for a long motherfucking time, and I have 3 albums. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually sitting on one right now that's done, and I've been on my hiatus. So I know that shit's hard, but I want to see like if you have a plan of action on like staying more consistent with the music, really.
So my biggest plan to be consistent, excellent question by the way, is first and foremost releasing the album. So May 5th, I have my next show at the Black Sheep. I'm opening up for May Day. That is going to be a sick fucking show. If you need tickets, hit me up because that show is going to sell out very fast. It's an amazing show. But
actually, I need my tickets. You haven't.
I may have forgotten them today. I do have them put away, but
don't worry though. Disclaimer: he will have your tickets, just not my tickets.
I might have to meet you at a separate time, but we'll get it figured out.
Street location.
And for the first time, I am releasing my own merchandise line.
Okay.
So that's really cool. We got hoodies, t-shirts, fucking beer koozies,
oh shit,
business cards, that shit. Never had that before, so that'll be really cool. And my own stickers too. That's really cool. So I've been working towards that because I feel like, you know, building a brand is the biggest thing that's going to help me stay motivated and keep people intrigued. So that's what I've been really working towards is merchandising, social media, and getting this album prepared. So I've been posting a lot more frequently on social media to make sure that I'm updated and connecting with the fans. Like my 1-800 song is probably my most popular song. It's a true story song about the domestic violence that my mother went through with my father. A great song. Not everybody loves it, but
but some people can't take that real shit, man.
Yeah, like, that's the
really
thing.
What it comes down to.
Oh yes, that's exactly what I learned.
Honestly, from my perspective, it really is all about perspectives, and like obviously, I grew up and I seen this stuff go down, right? And we were young, right? We didn't know the actual what they were arguing about or what was going on, right? So, and I being on the other half of the family, I guess, hear this and that and that, and I've always been true to just getting to know the person and like respecting that person. I just want to put that as a disclaimer.
Hey,
but yeah,
shout out.
No, I like that song, bro. That song hits.
Thank you. First song I ever recorded because I knew like that song was gonna have an impact on people, and some people really love that true story, that real shit, and that's what I learned is I wasn't gonna perform it at this concert because I have a lot of new shit that I don't want to perform, and I don't want to be kept to the old big CJ, you know. But I had so many fans reach out to me and say,
I got it.
You can't do that shit.
I gotta hit you with one, bro. So my pops told me something because there's so many songs I'm sick of, bro. Like I was a part of BKG probably 2014, 15, 12, 2012.
Yeah, had to have
It's
been
been like
I met
fucking
you in
shout out
2013.
BKG.
Yeah, it's been a long time. So like, nigga, there's songs that I still do now that I was doing back then. My pops hit me with some shit because I'm like, man, I'm gonna stop doing this song. He's like, wow, people go crazy for that song. And I was like, well, I fucking hate it. He's like, well, it's always new to somebody.
Yeah, that is very true.
That's
'Cause
valid. So,
also, sorry to
No, you good.
cut you off, but like from a marketing standpoint, I seen this phrase the other day: a song never dies, you just stop marketing it.
Yep.
Dude, if you think about that, bro, like music, like you may have heard it 1,000 times, but that person in Canada that really might be the reason you blow up in Canada or something hasn't heard it. So,
I mean, valid. That song. There is a family in Iraq that supports me, and I met them through SoundCloud when I was still on SoundCloud because of that song.
Sure, they're not trying to hack you.
I mean, you never know. You never
like,
know.
There's an
love your
Arabian
song,
prince somewhere
but
who needs
we need your
$6,000.
Damn it, Fatima! Why would you do this to me?
Sorry.
No, but I think it's crazy, man. Like, and I'm a young old nigga. I feel like I feel like I've been around for a decent amount of time, and I started doing shit when I was young.
Yeah.
Like I did my first show at Ruckus, like as far as bigger shows, when I was like 16, 17.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, it's just been a fucking long time of doing this. But when I say, nigga, just stay motivated, bro. Like, stay motivated, keep killing it. Because I've seen you perform. Like, you don't remember me, but I remember everybody, nigga. Like, so I remember because I used to host all the BKG shows.
Yeah.
So all the artists that are now, like, on people's radar and stuff, normally I get to see them first.
Yeah.
Right? So it's just, like, a crazy concept of everything. Like, I've seen you live. I've seen the show. I remember crowds. As far as like the crowd reaction and stuff like that, you had a lot of love from family and friends and just fans in general. You know what I mean? So like a lot of that stuff goes pretty wild. I would say biggest thing, man, kill this album, keep on rocking. I've been like, and take this from an old soul type shit. Like me and Colt have both been on the same thing. Like we work, you know what I mean, have our own things, and now I own a business type shit. Yeah. Like, bro, you got to find that balance to be able to do it. And now that you're doing it by yourself, you could do it a different way that you've never done before. You know what I mean? Because there's different things that you will, like, when I do songs with people, it tends to be more like, I'm trying to out-rap your ass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, opposed to now that you're kind of doing your own thing, dog, like, I'm very excited to see, to hear the album and, you know what I mean? To check it out, because it's just it's a different brain space. You know what I mean? It really is. When you focus on tracks just by yourself, and coming out, that being your first track that you said about your, you know, what was going on with your moms and stuff like that. Like, there's probably deeper stuff that we're going to get to see on the album too. So it'd be super dope. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a couple of storytelling songs, and I also opened up, and I always told myself I'd never make a party song, but you know, I've been chilling these past couple of years. Life's gotten a little bit better at my work, and you know, I'm living more comfortably and not as struggling as I was when I first came out. So there's a couple party songs on there too, like a song called Twisted Tea. I won't leak what it is.
Yeah.
But, oh man, that fucking chorus, man. I'll be singing that shit all day. I'm very excited for that song. Yeah. There's a couple of them on there that are just like little sleepers. There's a song on there called McLovin' too. I'll be performing that one at the concert too.
Dope.
Yeah.
That one's cool. That's a smoker song. That would be fun.
All right.
It's always good, man, to see the growth, just in artists in general too. Like, it's crazy. I don't know if y'all seen this, but Joyner Lucas was on Instagram, right? Because he dropped a song that's currently on the album that's already released, right? He dropped a song with Future.
Yeah.
And everybody was tripping, like, this ain't you. No, Joyner, no.
Yeah.
And normally you don't see people respond, but I watched his response video. And homie was like, yo, you can't box me in and like keep me in the same shit. I don't always feel that fucking way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's super dope too, like doing party tracks. Like I've done a bunch of fucking party tracks. Most of them I don't like because like you got to be in the right mode for that shit.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? But like when you're performing that shit live, bro, that shit feels different.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty fucking sick. So it'll be super dope, bro. Like it's just watching the expansion just from seeing you as a younger artist to now. I'm excited for the growth and shit, and I think everybody else should be excited too.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I grew until last year. I did a show. I opened up for Mad Child at Sunshine Studio.
Mad Child's dope. That's
Oh,
my
yeah.
nigga.
I sold more
Mad
tickets
Child.
than that motherfucker headlined.
Oh shit.
Swear to you, bro. So when I came off stage, everybody was chanting Big CJ, and I was the last to go because I sold the most tickets.
Yeah.
So I try to hype everybody up, you know, like, hey, who's ready to see Mad Child? They delayed his performance by 25 minutes because I went out to the back patio at Sunshine Studios, and fucking DJ Chevy coming on like, Mad Child's not coming out till we get more people in here, because there's like 3 people inside. Everybody else is outside talking to me. And
shit.
it was crazy. Henry AZ, the dude who's on his tour, I fucking asked for his autograph, and I had him sign my shirt because I was, you know, trying to get memories.
Yeah.
And he complimented me, and he was like, bro, I admire your stage presence. And he was like, you kept that crowd in control the whole time. Even there was a part where my fat ass ran out of breath, and I was sitting there like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Didn't fuck up the performance though, kept it flowing. And he was like, yo, adversity, you hit that and you kept it going. And for somebody that I'm opening up for to come to me and say like, yo, I admire you, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And that's when I knew, I was like, yo, hold up, I am kind of fucking talented. I need to give myself more credit.
Yo,
than
use
I do.
those relationships too. Like I remember the biggest thing that really like made me start popping. And if I would have been smarter and probably more dedicated and didn't think I thought my shit didn't stink. You know what I mean? Like I got here and then was like, oh, the view's really nice, and just sat there and didn't do shit else.
Yeah.
And then slowly watched myself plummet. You know what I mean? But like as you meet these people, bro, like getting information, swapping information. Like when I did I wouldn't say co-headline, but I was direct support for Mike Posner. Like I got his manager's information on that shit, and we were talking because he had like got Chipotle and shit. So we were downstairs in the green rooms, and then they had one half, we had one half, and the food was in the middle. They're like, yeah, feel free to get some food. Like I was nervous as shit, so I ain't eat shit. But like just having those relationships, like talking to the dude who did the saxophone and da-da-da, and then getting like his manager's email to send tracks to you and shit like that. Like that shit matters, because this business is not about who's the dopest. It's not. It's about your relationships and how far those relationships will take you until people can see how dope you are. You know what I mean? Like, it's really what it comes down to. Because there's plenty of niggas I'll outspit. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if I'm not working hard as that nigga, I have nothing to say. You know what I mean? It's really what it comes down to. So I would say, bro, like, if you're getting those type of relationships, bro, like, make sure you take advantage of that shit.
Hell yeah.
For sure. Because there's a lot of dudes, like, we did shows of Futuristic before this fool blew up. Like, had phone numbers and shit. Like, he was gonna pop up to the fucking to the house, you know what I mean? And my dad, he called my dad, and I was fucked up. Like he had to carry me in the house. I was like, you know what I mean? I was fucked up. But we was at like a point to where if I would have used that relationship before he popped, you know what I mean? Because I tried to later. It's like always those things. You never know who somebody's gonna be. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, like you think about Lil Wayne, how all these dudes like Gutta, Mac Main, all these dudes who like just kind of fucked with him. All of a sudden, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
We all going. What's that stupid ass TikTok? He's like, all right, hold on. All right, we're gonna go. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like that shit. It's really how this shit is, bro, with this music shit. So I would say use relationships, bro, and just keep on building with people. And then a lot of the times, man, like dudes who are traveling on tours are just homies. Like really what it comes down to. So if you one of the homies, bro, you fuck around, be on tour. Like for real. It's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? So
for sure.
And a lot of people be meeting a lot of people and shit, but I would rock that way. But man, stage presence is bananas though. I've seen it. It's crazy.
Thank you.
It's crazy.
Thank you. You know, I take up a lot of mass, so, you know, I want to make sure that presence.
Gotta stay moving there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on the connections thing, that's why I fuck with Black Pegasus so heavy, because I got to meet Tech Nine from that. Yeah. I've opened up for Chris Calico, King ISO. Like I've done multiple shows because of him, and I appreciate him. And like, Most of the city knows who Troy Good is.
Yeah.
I got a feature with that motherfucker before he ever blew up.
Yeah,
I have a song with him on Spotify that I feel like should be doing numbers, bro. He be charging like $300 for a feature now. I got that feature for $75, and I have one verse. He did the rest of the song for me, and it's a fucking banger, bro.
Yeah.
Like meeting those people. Like I met Troy just as like a homie. We were just smoking one day, and it turns out, and this motherfucker opened up for Soulja Boy and shit now, and like. He be doing it. And
that's the one thing I always thought in rap, because I never smoked weed. I was like, you know how much fucking shit I'm missing? You know what I mean? Like, I'd be with artists in the green room just fucking with pee and shit. These niggas be smoking, and I'd walk out because I'm like, bruh, I don't want no contact high. Because I'm butter lungs like a motherfucker, bro. Contact high had me real high type shit. You know what I mean? So I was like, bro, but if I smoked, dog, like I would have been chopping it up with mad people, bro.
Right.
Like, but I also would have been fucking the shows up. Like, trying to host and shit, high as fuck, just looking at the card. Like, the fuck I say that name? You know what I mean? Like, honestly, bro, it'd have been all bad. So, it is what it is. But that shit's always dope, man. I just always wondered, like, how that shit would be. No. Like, that's kind of, like, just weird shit. Because, like, it's not like I was a drinker, bro, so you really can't just, like, let's have some drinks. Like, that sounds kind of weird. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't ask nobody if they want to drink with you. You know what I mean? Like, so it be like that, dog. It's just funny.
I definitely only smoke on my personal time because if I'm on stage high, I will forget the fucking lyrics and I'll be on stage. What am I doing? But I have such stage fright that I have a couple drinks. I need at least a shot or two so I'm feeling a little loose, or I'll go up there and just fucking
Yeah. I got to get my 2 before. I always, shit. You know how that shit is, bro. You be cool until you're on deck and you're like, oh, shit. What if I forget everything? For real. What if they don't like me? What if they like me too much? You know what I mean? Like, it's
there
just
wasn't this many people in here 5 minutes ago. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. And then that shit hits you and it just like goes away. That shit's so crazy.
Dude, yeah. Oh, yeah. The adrenaline rush of, like, going in the first song, you get through that chorus, you're starting the verse, and you're like, yo, I'm fucking here. Let's go. I love that. I chase that feeling. That's a high you can't beat.
It's always a transition from, like, the human being side of you to the artist side of you.
Yes.
It's always how I see that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, Jeremy's scared of shit, hiding by the damn trash can, by the black sheep, trying to remember these fucking lyrics. But Juz J get on stage and you wouldn't notice that shit. Right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
So, should be wild.
So my question, to piggyback off of what Juz J was talking about, we got the concert 5th, right, at Black Sheep?
Yes, sir.
Black Sheep, okay. Better be there. He'll bring you your tickets. What's next then? What's your steps as far as releasing the music, the album? Are you going to do a couple tracks? Are you going to do any music videos?
So I haven't decided if I want to do 1 or 2 singles. I know for sure Let Me Get It Loud is going to be the official single, but I'm thinking of also releasing McLovin depending on how it does at the concert.
Okay.
But Friday, May 5th is the concert. That following Friday, I want to release the single, and then Friday, May 26th, the last Friday of May, I want to release the album.
Okay.
It's going to be 11 tracks. It'll be awesome.
The only reason I asked that too is to kind of talk about social media and like how people's attention spans are less. And with myself, I've been thinking about dropping this project of mine coming up. Is I see a lot of artists do an album, but then chop it in half, and then release tracks. And then do like a little EP, release tracks in the EP, kind of what he was saying, where he released all his music, he did some shows, and then he's gone.
Yeah.
Unlike now where people are doing that, they're releasing music kind of staggered out throughout the year. Do you think that you might be interested in doing that, or has that even been a thought, I guess?
Well, as of right now, when I checked yesterday, I have 20 unreleased songs.
Oh, okay.
So I wanted to put 11 on there, some previous ones like 1-800 that have already been heard.
Okay.
And then keep a couple unreleased and just release them randomly throughout, just like, surprise big CJ track here, surprise big CJ track there. Just so that I can keep the momentum going until I can do my next show, since I'm not, touring or anything. But
Not yet.
Not yet, but Black Pegasus and I have been talking about that because he sees what I've been doing. After that Mad Child show, especially when it's like I had to get all of my fans back into the Sunshine just to get him to come on stage. Like, that's pretty powerful. And it's like, you can see, like, There's something different. I mean, DJ can't even talk because everybody's chanting Big CJ, Big C. Like I love it, and my fans are fucking psychopaths, respectfully, but like they really push and they all believe in me, and I feel like that and seeing that truly, because I used to turn a blind eye to that, and numbers are just numbers. I'm doing it because I love music, and at the end of the day, if I want this to be anything, the numbers do matter. Yeah. And it's like, even if it is just small numbers, if you can gradually continue to climb, and make it up that mountain, it gets better. And so that's ultimately my goal this year, is to just slowly but surely increase the numbers from what they're at now. Because when I was pushing consistently on SoundCloud, multiple songs with over 1,000 plays. Yeah. And it's like, but I was promoting that every day. And so I'm trying to keep up with that now, because now I'm on every platform. And now it's not just like, hey, do you have SoundCloud? Like, yeah.
The biggest thing now is you really and I fucked up with this plenty of times, but you really have to push songs, or maybe a couple different songs for 3 months at a time.
Oh yeah.
It's really what it comes down to, because a lot of times I just get washed out on that shit where it's like, all right, I pushed that shit for 2 weeks. I'm tired of saying this shit. Mm-hmm. But now with the business and stuff, I do the same shit-ish every day. Shipping, all these different things. So it's it's trained me to be a better person on different things just by expanding my life. Yeah. And just saying fuck a normal job benefited me a lot on that shit. But a lot of this shit, man, little changes that you're making to this and just your mindset just benefits, dog. But when that shit gets boring and you're like, fuck, I don't want to fucking do this shit no more, that's when you keep that shit in overdrive, dog. That's pretty much what it is, because a lot of fools just kind of go boom, and then they fall right off because it just gets to that point where it's repetitive. Yeah. But now, and that's
he was saying. He was just saying it may not be the artist that's better than you. It's just the one that's working harder, right?
Yeah. No, and most definitely.
And you'll definitely get to that touring shit, bro. You keep on grinding you're grinding. And sometimes that shit's gonna suck. And honestly, first couple tours might suck ass too. You might be sleeping in a fucking van or some shit like that. But it just is what it is, dog. You gotta get to that point to where you could be global. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because it's one thing to pop in your city. And then even now, bro, you could do a tour right now.
Yeah.
Low key. If people all through the state. Mm-hmm. So you could do some shit in Fort Collins. Mm-hmm. You could do some shit in Boulder. You could do some shit in fucking, not Gunnison, but...
Durango?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
You could do some shit in Durango, Denver, here, Pueblo. That's a tour.
Bro, what is up with Durango, though? I've seen a lot of people
Durango going through pops,
Durango.
That shit goes crazy.
Dude.
I've seen them, fucking crowd surfing tables, bro. I'm what the fuck?
I forgot what artist it was, but I was like, you're not coming to Colorado Springs or Denver, but you're going to Durango? Yeah. I was like, all right, I guess.
I went to a Hobson show out there.
Really? Oh, okay.
Exactly what he said. Motherfuckers jumping on top of each other, doing crazy shit. It's these people never get out before, brother. They need something to do.
A lot of it, too, is probably when that shit happens, that's when shit pops off.
Yeah, right.
That's their, oh, shit. Who's coming into town?
Right.
Oh, yeah. Everybody in town's in that motherfucker,
Well, exactly, because in Denver, you get that shit every weekend. There's always some new person. But in Durango, how many times you getting a big name artist coming in? So it's
Denver pops, too. It's such a weird market in Colorado Springs, because I feel there's a little bit of haterade sprinkled in to here. And I don't know why. Because I've done it with mad artists. I've had national artists. We were on a run with Dizzy and... Dizzy, Jaron, I think Hobson might have been on that run because Swizz wasn't. I remember that. But we did Fort Collins, Springs, and then then it was Denver 2 days later or some shit. Just a weird way that we went around the shows. But we were doing the Colorado show and the crowd was just so fucking weird. I feel I've told this story before, but the crowd is so weird. But then you go to Fort Collins, they're fucking bananas. Denver's always lit. I've done weird shows in Denver, but Denver, they have the whole little strip of venues.
Oh yeah.
So people just walk down that strip and wait. Oh, I like this. You know what I mean?
Seriously.
And that's how it rolls. But I don't know what's up with here. I don't know if it's everybody just likes what they like or whatever. Because we're a bigger market, low key, than a lot of these other markets that slap. but like people are so selective. You know what I mean?
I think we just have a weird, melting pot here with the military. I don't know. It's
A lot of it is
super,
rock.
Yeah,
I think rock shows. I've gone to some rock shows that really don't pop, but like I feel like the big ones that pop are like weird gimmicky shit. I'm not gonna like not to be a dick, but there's a lot of gimmicky shit that pops up out here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Opposed to like you got raw artists like yourself and shit like that, who I'm like, you know, that 50 should be 100. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That 100
sure.
people should be 200. You know what I mean? But it's just kind of weird, bro. I just always wondered why that was. But
I feel like it's a Colorado thing in general because even if you look at like name major artists that have came out of here, and like everybody has a little bit of success, but I feel like nobody's had that mainstream Billboard top 100 success. And like you look at like a Trev Rich, which fuck that guy, by the way. I don't.
yeah, I fuck with Trev. I fuck with
Nah,
Trev.
that motherfucker roasted the
dope.
shit out of me. He roasted
I
the
honestly
shit out of
don't
me.
Him and
know who
AP
it
are
is.
dope, man.
I supported Troy Good over Trev Rich, and that motherfucker came on my head, so I will always hold a slight grudge against Trev Rich, but, you know, it is what it is. But, like, even him getting signed,
You know who
and,
Trev
like,
is?
I don't know Trev Rich.
You know Trev Rich?
let me flex, so baby bustin' like you know you got to check, Colt.
Well, it sounds like something I probably
Yeah,
wouldn't
it's
know.
not
No
necessarily
offense.
his team, but Trev, he
No,
out
that's
of
cool.
him
Denver?
and his partner are I wouldn't say partner, but like him and one of his best friends, they call him AP.
Okay.
Are super dope.
AP is
Like
dope as fuck.
when I would say, like I've kicked it with AP, and like we did a show with Doozy. Shout out to Doozy, wherever he at right now.
Oh, shit.
Wherever you, I don't know if you still out here or if you in Florida. Niggas be moving, you know what I mean? But shout out to him. We did a show with
he
him,
was
and Trev
moving,
Rich was there, and AP and all that shit. So, and then we had rooms that they provided us through the show or whatever. So we was all kicking it and shit. And there's some super dope artists. Shout out to AG as well. There's a lot of dope artists that came in and kicked it. So it's just weird though. Like it really comes down to that. Like you talk about Troy and P and Trev Rich. Like niggas aren't getting their flowers who deserve them. You know what I mean? Like it's really what it come down to. Because P's probably one of the most hated artists. I feel like people have a bad taste in their mouth.
know.
for Black faces. And I don't get it. I'm like, bruh, ain't nobody else giving you this platform and allowing you to make money off this platform and just like not making you send a press kit. Like, nigga, to do a show with me, you got to send a press kit.
Yep.
You know what I mean? He's just giving you the opportunity. Like, everybody got their
No,
stuff.
I felt like Black P was one of the nicest dudes. He probably doesn't remember me,
yeah,
but every time I've
He is,
had
and it's
interaction,
weird.
he's
I
been
just feel
super
like
nice.
people have shit to say.
But
and that's just...
he's also got to the point where a lot of other people, when they're below that, they feel like they need to test their ego, like show their ego.
So many people think they're on his level
and
when
I'm
they're
like,
not.
I'm like, bro, we're in the same city. You're performing. I'm performing. Oh, like shit like
For
that.
real.
Like, come on. So let's get back and focus more on you. As far as your music, tell me what's like your end goal. Where do you want this to go, or do you have a future that you're kind of like envisioning?
As much as I would love it, I really don't.
Okay,
that's
okay though.
I've never been one for the spotlight. I just like telling my story, and I just like, you know, it's a release and an outlet of something that I can do. And, you know, if it becomes something, by all means, because I feel like, you know, I'm prepared for it mentally where I could do it, and I feel like I could thrive in that spotlight. But it's not something that I'm aiming for. Yeah. I don't really have necessarily an end goal where it's like, you know, if I hit this is my outcome. But just like, so many people have just pushed me and told me like, you can be famous if you do this. So, you know, I just want to give it a true, give it my all shot, because I never feel like I fully invest myself. I'm always 7 different places at the same time, and my mentality's always everywhere. So I was like, you know what? I have a steady job where I know what the schedule look like. I know what I can put my time into. I know what I can do. Let's give it a full shot and see what happens. Yeah. And so honestly, I'm just here for the ride. And Beats by Gabe, shout out. I wish he could have been here, man. I call him my producer. He made the beat for most of the songs on the album. Just fucking awesome. He is so cool. And he has that dog in him. He just he has that motivation, that drive. And days I'm like, yo, I don't really want to write music, bro. I had a long day. He's like, I don't give a fuck if you had a long day. We got this bag to get to, you know?
That's what's up.
Everybody need that shit, man. Everybody does. Like, I've had some of those before, you know what I mean? But to have that consistency and like making beats and stuff like that, and just somebody who's on you, bro, pushes you way further. So
most
shout
definitely.
out to Beats by Game, bro.
Yeah. Maybe next episode we'll see.
Yo, definitely. I love.
Might
to
have
get
to
him on.
have like a recap of what the concert was about, and maybe have him sit down too. Man, I'm about it.
That would be so sick because his story is awesome, man. He just some kid that fucking loves music and decided to invest it. And in the past 2 years, watching him grow from somebody who doesn't know how to use FL Studio to someone who, in 30 minutes, can make a fire ass beat. Like, I love it. I'll be just chilling. Like, hey, I'm gonna go play this round of Apex. Like, I'm gonna leave you to it, and then come back. And he's like, yeah, I made 3 beats while you were gone. I was like, bro, I was gone for 25 minutes. What the fuck? And he's just like, we gotta do it. We gotta, and he loves it. And that motivation and that, hey, we gotta do it. I don't care if you're tired. That's what I need. And that's what Chris L was providing me for a long time with the big MCs. And with him leaving, I kind of got lazy and fell off that shit. And even then, like, he was handling the business side of it. And he's the one who originally made the connection with Black Pegasus. And so it's like, I had to really step my game up and, like, oh, shit, I need to learn how to do all this shit because I can't just have somebody do it for me. He's not my manager.
Yeah.
I'm managing myself, and I need to know how to do this myself. So it's been a process, but, like, with the people around me, I feel like I got a good little team of people, and it's like I know I could always reach out to Chris if I ever need anything, and that's what I appreciate. And that is, even though Colorado does have a lot of haters, there's a lot of people that are small musicians, whether they're bigger or smaller than you, and they're willing to reach out, they're willing to work with you, willing to listen or give you advice, and that's what I love is even though there's haters, there's definitely a lot of love in this city.
It's like on some yin yang shit for real.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always gonna be love where there's some hate, and there's always gonna be, hate where there's love.
Most definitely.
Is really what it comes down to. But a lot of it, bro, like just staying away from that shit is easier than we make it out to be a lot of the time. Like, it's like, all right, miss me with that bullshit. Hit me with that positivity. All right, now go, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Just skating through motherfuckers. Is there like, I would say like, what's your plan? Like, because you don't necessarily, you said like if fame comes, but it's not necessarily the goal. Like, is there something that you would do that would be like, yo, I've lived a dream, I could walk away? Or is it something like, yo, I'm just going to keep on doing this because I fucking love to do it? You know what I mean?
I always said growing up, because, being young, I wish I still had it, but I remember being on VHS tape and at 4 years old, fucking
Showing his age.
rapping Eminem. Oh, yeah, you know. Oh, I was born in the 90s. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
But, like, just my love for music and always, like, I remember, like, 13 years old running into you at a McDonald's and we just sat and freestyled in the McDonald's just because, like, yeah, we ain't have shit else to do. Like, and people have always told me from a young age, like, you're going to make it, you're going to make it. So I always said, if I got famous, I buy my mama a house. If I can make enough money to buy my mama a house, I don't give a fuck. I could go bankrupt and fucking run out of money, have to go back to working at McDonald's. I don't give a shit. But, like, I always knew that if I ever made anything from it, I'd take care of my mama because she was always the one to take care of me when I was young.
Yeah, that's what's up.
And I love and appreciate her to death. Shout out Heather.
So as far as like getting your mom a house, I guess, what do you think that would feel like? What do you think that would just like be your end goal and that you'd be like, oh man, I got you a house? Or do you think at that point, obviously you'd be making a lot of money through music, do you think you would just be on a whole nother level? Tell me, trying to look at yourself in a mirror of like the portal future.
Yeah.
You're super famous. What do you think values you may have lost, or do you think you would still hold on to, hey, I'm still just doing it for music?
Yeah.
I would like to dream and hope that it would still
Tough
be for
question,
the
I
music
know.
because like I truly love it and my girl's always been on my ass about, hey, if you ever get famous, you better not fucking change. You ain't leaving me for some Russian housewife. Like, you gonna stay with my ass. And I'm like, and even Gabe too, like, I want to support the people that have been there for me and supported me before. So I would like to think that I'd still love it for the music, but damn, that money nice. So it's really hard to say because especially if I'm at that point where I can buy my mom a house, I don't know if I could just walk away and be like, all right, I did my goal. Because if I'm at that point, like, oh, we gonna keep this shit going because clearly this is a well. We need to keep tapping that well.
I think a lot of that shit too, like people will say like you can't change, but you have to. Like if you put yourself into that stratosphere where you are on like a different page than maybe where you were 6 months, a year from then.
Yeah.
You have to change because your situation has changed.
No, most
It just
definitely.
depends on, like, if you become a shitty person or, you know what I mean, or what the case is. But I think some of that comes with it, dog. Like, the more successful you are, the meaner you're going to have to be at certain points.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bro, I started the business and every day somebody hit me up asking for bread. It's not that successful.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool, but you know what I mean?
For real,
Like,
for real.
That actually brings me to my next little segue, I guess, is success. How do you rate success? Do you rate success on based off money or followers? The reason I say this is because lately, a lot of my success that I've seen with my music personally has been just in like streams and getting money through that and residual income that I put out. Last album was 3-4 years ago, and I still get $100 to $200 every month off my music. I feel like, to me, that's successful. Because I have something out there, people are listening. So at what point do you think you get to of having a clear path and a clear success point, or just trying to be the most successful celebrity ever?
Well, I feel like once you hit that successful threshold is as soon as you start having a passive income.
Okay.
As soon as your money is working for you and you can, hey, I'm going to go take this trip out to Miami and I know my music going to still make numbers while I'm just chilling. I feel like that's success.
Okay.
Because you have the ego and you have the credibility that, my name is going to continue to build money while I'm just chilling.
Yeah.
And it's like, you don't have to put in as hard of a grind. And it is a fun part of being a young, hungry artist. I do love the grind because it's nice to, just like Jay said, making those connections and like getting to know people and putting a foot in the industry. I do love that because I've met so many great people, or like after a show when a fan comes up to you and they're like, yo, that song really spoke to me, or like, I love the way that you performed. You kept me engaged through the whole thing. That is awesome. And that is a really cool thing of like first starting out.
There's nothing better than someone saying, oh man, that song hit me in this way, affected me this way. Because sometimes it's not even what you meant. Sometimes like in a song, you'll say something and someone will be like, oh bro, and they took it a different way, but then you're just like, oh, well, you related to it? Yeah, well. Perspectives,
yeah. And that's why I love music, is music is so powerful, and you can listen to a song and interpret it a completely different way the next time you hear it, and it's just like...
My question to you guys, shout out to Kevin. I was talking to Kevin this week about just life in general, and we started talking about NF's new music and stuff, dropped that new album, and we're talking about what's more important, the artist's intention or the fan base's perception of the music?
I think it has to be the perception.
Yeah. Really?
Artist intention can change.
See,
I've written shit before.
Okay.
And I writ it into existence, like it was something that was in my head and in my heart type shit. But then like it was maybe something that wasn't brought up with a significant other, whatever the case is, that like you write into existence, and then your perception on the art that you made tends to change over time. Is really what it comes down to. Just because like a lot of times, bro, you don't know shit about shit that's going on right now until you've lived that shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? So.
No, most definitely. And like Annalie Choppa's new album, good examples, like there's a bunch of songs on there. It's about sex, slut me out, and and the artist's intention, he's in his mood. He's singing what he's been doing. He's out here living life. He's out here, being promiscuous. But like people perceive that as like, oh, this is a banger. I like this, and they're not hearing it for suck my dick. They're hearing it for what it is and the music, and it's like they perceive it a different way than what he intended it. Because I bet you he's going through a whole different feeling writing that song than how people perceive it. But fire album, in my opinion. I really like that new album. It's his song with Rick Ross is fucking crazy. But
I think with certain things, it is definitely the artist's intention though. Like, but not in hip hop, I feel like. Hip hop is a vibe. Like hip hop is party. Hip hop is like, it's not R&B, it's not rock and roll. Like
well, you have all these sub genres of like emo rap and shit. But I feel you.
It's just
like
a different thing. Like
it's
however people like fuck with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like because a lot of times, like, and it's unfortunate to say this, but niggas don't listen to lyrics.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, A lot of Kendrick shit, like Kendrick would like, you know, pull up, drink. Like it's not like necessarily a party song, but people interpret it as a party song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
When he's talking about way deeper shit.
Yeah.
If you like listen to the whole
yeah.
track.
I was like,
right?
so if you pay attention, but that perception may change, and that's why I think like that perception is more. Because at first you're gonna be like, oh yeah, fuck with this, and then once you, oh wait a minute, you know what I mean? Like so.
Oh yeah, for
as
sure.
me as an artist, I've always struggled with that. It's hard for me to get my brain when I write music to say, "Oh, I'm gonna make this for this certain people or this crowd."
Oh, most
I've
definitely.
always struggled with that,
Yeah.
and then my realist music is me just like, okay, what makes you happy, sad, whatever, and then I start writing about myself.
Most
So
definitely.
it got me into the argument with Kevin because Kevin said the same thing that you guys did, and I was like, no, intention. But what you just said kind of just hit it right on the head, bro. That's
Yeah, a lot of that
opens
shit,
my
like,
mind to a lot of stuff.
is kind of weird, and it's like the same thing. So like, as we're building up all as artists, you know what I mean? Like, honestly, I don't even know if I'm an artist anymore. Nigga. Like, it's been so long.
He dabbles.
Like, but just the business of hip hop and shit like that. Like, this shit is all about that perception. That's why people have personas. Like Lil Nas X,
Yeah,
he's dating a chick now.
thought he was gay.
Exactly.
No,
but it's
whatever.
all perception and
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? Like, you put out this shit and you
And
think
then-
about, like, the legends,
What-
Prince, Michael Jackson,
Yeah.
all these motherfuckers made their aura so crazy. Madonna might not have been a slut, but everybody thought she was.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
And I guess it brings you to the point, like, do you sell out for, like, likes and shit nowadays? Do you that becomes so hard, man, because I see people all the time and I'm like, that's not
People
you.
do.
You fake as fuck. Like when
do.
I watch
Oh, yeah.
but then I post my shit and I rewatch it and I'm like, you fake as fuck.
yeah, I'm
Like,
not gonna,
what the
I'm not gonna
fuck?
get mad at people for securing their
Yeah.
bag.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough.
Because people find their niche and like what people like or what they want to keep on doing or whatever the case is. Like NF, there's a certain
Yeah.
there's a certain group of people that really fuck with that. People who like party music and shit, you're not gonna listen to NF. No. Like
Yeah.
you're not.
No.
You know what I mean? Like if you fuck with 2 Chainz, the chances of you fucking with NF is probably like I fuck with both.
Right.
But like you're not gonna. There's just
And-
levels to the
You
shit.
you
know what I
brought
mean?
up Joyner Lucas, and
Yeah.
it's the
Oh, I
same
love
thing.
Joyner.
There's a niche people who understand and
who want you to stick in that box, bro.
Yeah, and
And it's funny that you say that because my biggest thing with Joyner, I always thought he was so versatile.
Yeah.
Like he could
Yeah.
jump
Me
on a
too.
trap beat and then spit like some dope
Yeah.
lyrics, or jump on like a boom bat and then
Yeah.
spit like trap lyrics. It was really
And that's
messed
what I
with my
fuck
mind.
with. Like
That's why like when
music
that
is
song
so
came out-
versatile now.
Yeah.
I feel like people trying to put people in a box because like, oh, you were spitting deep shit and now you got a banger about fucking bitches. Yeah, you think I was not gonna try to fuck bitches sometimes? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
so it's kind of a weird one. Like, and people just have perceptions on shit. But if you look at TikTok and all these different genres of like platforms, if a chick's known for twerking, every video is gonna be her twerking. If this motherfucker does like mouths the lyrics to songs, everything's gonna be mouthing the lyrics to songs. I actually applaud people for being versatile because in this day and age now, people stay in a box because that's what gets them paid.
oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
I mean, the consumer is everything though, and a
Yeah.
lot of people do that. Like, oh, they lip sync only videos, and then they
Yeah.
do something different. Everybody's like, go back
Oh,
to the
what
same
the
shit.
fuck?
Go back to the well, yeah.
Get the fuck out of here! You know what I mean? Like,
It's like what?
the fuck is this shit?
Yeah.
No,
But then they're like, oh, you only do the same video. Okay, well, when I tried to do a different video, your
Yeah.
motherfuckers didn't like it. Make up your mind.
that's where it is. Like, so at this point, you might as well just secure your bag. Whatever's gonna get you paid to where you can take care of your family, fuck everything else.
Yeah.
It brings you to that age-old question: is all press good press? Because like Bad Baby,
Yeah.
she was in the press for bad reasons, but she took that shit and ran
Shook the
with
fuck
it. And now
off.
she's making millions. So like,
I think it's just
is it worth it?
It's just smart. And it leads me to a question to you too. Like, so as we talk about all these different forums and platforms and different capabilities that come from music or just from popularity, whether it be from music and a lot of people jump from different platforms, like, you know what I mean? Like you might be an actor and then you become a musician. Like, have you ever thought about being a musician and then like if you get to a certain platform if you would want to, you know, be in movies, if you'd want to maybe switch and do like, okay, cool, I want to produce some shit. I want to, you know what I mean, do that, because there's a lot of people in these platforms now that switch over and do something completely different
I would
at some point.
absolutely love that. I took theater for many years throughout
dope.
school, so I am used to being on the stage. Shout out to me being President Roosevelt and Annie in high school, you know,
Yeah.
like just little shit. And I've never thought about truly doing it, but I would love to branch out and do other things. Or like I've been looking in the merch line, and even just like maybe if rap doesn't make it, I love the new logo I got coming out. I think it's awesome, and I love the merchandise game, and I think it is a niche market that if it's tapped into, it can be versatile.
Yeah,
and I
it's
really
wild.
like that.
So do you know how Fora kind of popped? So Fora has a line called Sincerely Yours, right? Very talented musician, but what he did is he created this brand that was separate from himself. And it's like a legitimate clothing brand. It has its own shop in California and the whole nine. Like people fucking lined up forever for this shit to open. One, to see Fora, and then two, like female clothes mostly, I want to say, and then do clothes. But that motherfucker is a millionaire off of the merch and the brand that he created. He is also probably a millionaire off of music, but a lot of times, like I was told this a long fucking time ago. Music sets you up for great things, because you're gonna lose money doing music, because we fucking pay for studio time and all this shit, and then the manager want to take some, and the fucking PR, you know what I mean, all that shit. So all of it comes down, but you wanted to build on different things is gonna be super dope.
All right. So you said you wanted to maybe do your own clothing line, and then going back to a couple things that you said earlier, you said I'm slowly starting to go up. Like any business, right?
Yeah.
You're seeing increase in volume. Would it be? Have you seen more fans, and how do you get more fans? Because I know you said you have your fan base, but are those fans reaching out to other fans? Are you actually actively seeking out other people, or do you just want to do organic shows?
So I've been going mostly off of organic, but what I've noticed is the more I stay consistent, as the more people tend to spread my music, and my true fans from day one tend to support me more when I'm more vocal and more promoting. So especially with this show coming up, a lot of people who I'm like, I know are my day one supporters been, yo, I need 3 tickets for this person. I need 2 tickets for this person. And that's what's awesome. And another cool thing about Colorado Springs is word of mouth. It really spreads fast. Even though we continue to grow and grow and grow, it's still so freaking small.
Right.
Bro, that's a team.
Yeah.
You already got, like, you got a couple steps down, bro, to make a really good run, man. Like, that's a team. Niggas who are selling tickets for you.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard, and we've had this conversation on different podcasts. Or just different episodes, really.
Yeah.
As far as like, it's hard to get people who fuck with you to support your music sometimes.
Yeah.
Because not everybody who is a family member, a friend, or whatever is gonna be a fan.
Most
but
definitely.
it seems like you got a team. Like, you got people really putting on for you and shit. So that's super dope. I would say, like, with that, are they going to be helping you with the merch side of it as far as moving that? Do you already have, like, plans in place to do some different things? Or maybe, like, make it official to be like, yo, y'all have all been doing this shit. Like, y'all want to be a part of this, and let's make this shit a fucking brand? Or is it kind of like, yo, we're going to just keep on doing this, and we're not... Like, almost like, you know, you're fucking with a broad. Like, I don't just want to put a title on it because that's going to fuck this up.
Yeah.
But it seems like you got some crazy steam. I just want to see if you guys, like, are already the brand, or if they're just loyal to you. And it's like, you're the brand. We're going to do whatever we can to help you get wherever you need to be.
So that guy is Beats by Gabe. He's on my team, my supporter, and is always fully behind me.
Yeah.
And he gets his compensation when I get my compensation. Right. But a lot of them are just like people I've known at a high school that have always like really supported me.
Yeah.
And they're just, you know, regular everyday 9-to-5 people that just want to see me succeed. Mm-hmm. And so I've always just kind of thrived with that and always kept the business side to myself.
Yeah.
I as far as the clothing line goes, Heather's Magical Creation LLC. Shout out. She does any type of design, cups, t-shirts, all that shit. She is working with me, and we have been working together to get the merch line. We got some example t-shirts, hoodies, etc. coming out for the show. And I've been keeping all that between myself, and I've been handling the business side of those things because, do it myself. I get all the income, Not trying to sound selfish, but it's when you invest so much money into it, I need to see something back. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
But
well, do you ever feel like doing it all? You're detached from certain things.
The biggest thing I'm detached from is that mixing, mastering, and making beats, man. When it comes to getting behind the laptop and I need to do this to the vocals, or I need to echo, reverb. That's that shit I'm not with, and that's why I appreciate Gabe so much, because he loves that side of it, and he's too shy to that motherfucker can spit. And he just be freestyling for 3 minutes at a time, the whole beat go through, and I'm like, how come you don't rap? And he's like, I just like making beats.
It's always a shy producer that's just sitting there and just like,
yeah, for real.
Actually, try say it this way, and you're like, why don't you fucking rap?
Yeah, for real. Honestly,
it's actually in this bar like this. That was hard.
Yeah.
Now do it again. You know what I mean? Like,
for real though, or he'll come to me and be like, "Yo, I wrote this song," and I'll be like, "Can I take it if you ain't gonna do shit with it? This is a banger." It's awesome.
And I think since we're talking about writing songs, and this always comes up, and this is normally kind of a first step, at least for a lot of R&B singers and a good amount of rappers as well. Since you don't necessarily care about being the face of the fame, say if, Atlantic came down and was like, hey, you got some really cool songs. We would like for you to write for this new artist we're about to bring on. Is that something you would do? I know there's a lot of...
a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I've always
That's
had
how
that.
I feel too. I don't need... bro,
yes.
My message is cool regardless. But go ahead, man.
Yeah, no, you're good. I 100% feel that, because I have that doubt in my head. Being a big fella, I always look like, do I got the sex appeal the other artists got? Because whether that might not be the biggest thing, because if you have good lyrics or good songs, that can overcome it to a point though. Because especially nowadays with the way body looks in society, it's we're a little more accepting, but
there is a persona.
Yes, rather have a motherfucker with six pack that's gonna take his shirt off than some big motherfucker fucking wheezing on stage. So it's if Atlanta came to me today and said, "Hey, yo, write songs for this new," in a heartbeat.
I feel like
I love that.
You got to pick a side though. Either you could be like Bone Crusher and just be a big dude with a shirt off.
Oh yeah.
Or you got to be skinny as shit. You just can't be in the middle.
Oh yeah.
So if you're gonna be a big dude, just be a big dude. If you're gonna be a skinny dude, be a skinny dude. Don't be in between. Cause that's weird. I've done that shit one time. I did a show at Sunshine, long ass time ago. My buddy, shout out to Kent Washington, was fucking doing the DJ shit or playing my songs or whatever, because we didn't have DJs back then. But he was like, the crowd started chanting, "Take your shirt off," and I was like, "Bro, I ain't worked out," right? And I was still young, but I was like, "This is a couple years after high school." I'm like, I don't know. No. So I did it, and then I was just like, okay. And it wasn't bad. There was still, but definitely not as much as there was before. So if you're gonna, being a big dude is not bad.
Put it back on.
You just don't want to be in between, because
that's nightmare fuel for me. Yeah. Fuck that. No, that's why I've leaned into the big CJ thing. You know what? Yeah. I'd rather die happy eating tacos than Saturday at the gym. Shout out Gabriel Iglesias, man. I love being a big fan.
I guess tell the people exactly where to find you, how to find you on social media platforms. Just shout them out.
Yo, okay, so on all platforms, Big CJ719, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, whatever you want, Pandora, Deezer, all that bullshit. On Instagram, Big CJ75, Facebook, CJ Schwartz, Twitter, Big CJ75.
You got TikTok?
I am on TikTok, Big CJ75 as well. I have not put out any TikToks, and that is the biggest thing I want to go towards.
You got to do TikTok.
You're looking at a bunch of old heads right here that kind of jumped on the TikTok. Actually,
we made the algorithm go crazy for a minute.
Yeah, for a minute.
Dude, I get every day fucking, you need to get on TikTok, bro. I see people blowing up TikTok all the time. I'm like, I don't understand how this shit works.
I do like a Kasky, in a Kasky song. He has a bar where he's like, motherfuckers, I be doing this for 10 years and they tell me to make a TikTok. He's like, bro. But no, it is true. You just never fucking know, bro. Yeah.
At this point, and the algorithms are so fucked up now to where literally like content is daily. So, and people love it. You know what I mean? Like your fans are going to love your daily content, especially as the album gets closer and closer. So it's super dope. Make sure to follow Big CJ on all the fucking platforms.
Yes, sir.
Dope artist from Colorado.
Hell yeah.
I'm going to say Colorado because I don't know if you're from the Springs.
Colorado Springs, baby. 719. Let's go.
Getting it. Hey, remember there's a show with Big CJ and Mayday May 5th at the Black Sheep.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to the motherfucking Black Sheep.
Let's go.
Well, hell yeah. We're going to make a little transition. Thanks for being on the show.
Yeah,
the little transition here is Juz J. You've been MIA for a little bit. I've been MIA.
Yeah.
Tell me, you're doing this own business thing.
Yeah.
Tell me how that's worked out for you and how it's coming along, I guess.
It's chaotic as fuck.
Yeah.
To be honest
What are
with
you learning, man?
Honestly, just about myself, man. Like, honestly, I didn't give a fuck about the money because, like, you're going to make money and you're going to be broke. Like, most of my life, I've struggled being in between of, like, wanting to be more and, like, not having enough. You know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of in that blend of, like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? Like, worrying about bills and shit like that. So I was like, fuck, if I'm going to struggle, I'm going to do it on my own terms. You know what I mean? So quitting the job, honestly, I had no plan other than to do music. The business just kind of fell. So like I've always been on that nerdy shit, like gaming and fucking, you know, watching Pokemon, playing Pokemon. Like I still fucking play the games. Yeah. And then I started end up getting in this card scene, man. It's been a blessing. You know, now there's myself plus 3 people on my channel. You know, that I pay them out and all that stuff. So man, yeah. So if you're on Whatnot, Freak by Cards, by the way. We're also on eBay too, Freak by TCG and Gaming. So yeah, we're doing a lot, man. Like
for the people that don't know, what is Whatnot?
Oh, so Whatnot is a streaming platform. Honestly, it's probably one of the bigger streaming platforms that you can get live auctions for gaming, trading cards, sports cards.
And what was that username?
So it's Freak by Cards. So it's Freak and then buy, like you're gonna buy some shit in cards.
All right.
Yeah, I started a little bit over, I don't think it's been 6 months yet, actually. So it might have been just around 6 months now or just now getting to 6 months. But we've done 2,000 sales on Whatnot. I think we're at like 1,200 followers currently. You know, now we have 4 streamers. Initially, it was just myself going 7 days a week. I took my first day off in probably 6 months. Today, because I have another streamer that's going to go on tonight at 9. So like, and I got people from, you know, the West Coast, East Coast, Texas, you know, that are streaming and stuff like that. So, it's just a crazy, opportunity that I take. And a lot of this, man, like, honestly, I may not be the person to follow for anybody, but anybody watching this, or anybody who's just in a place where they're like, I don't know what the fuck to do with my life, because that's where I was at, you know what I mean? As you get older and you start thinking about shit. Like, if you have something you want to do, take the leap while you can. Mm-hmm. If you have a good support system and people that are willing to watch you fall and allow you to fail so you can succeed, you know, take advantage of that opportunity, because a lot of times if you have the dedication on it, you can. Like, bro, I started working a little fucking, like, temp job because the business wasn't going well, like 4 months ago, right?
Oh shit. I
got first week into the temp job and I was like, I have to quit this job because I'm making too much money streaming. You know what I